Hey everybody, Barry Johns here. Welcome back to another edition of Studio Talk. This is the third week in our series of where I go in and find questions or comments that you make within the comment section of my videos, as well as maybe email me directly, which you can do at barryjohns@barryjohnsstudiotalk.com. You can email me there directly. So anyway, here's a few of the questions. So let's just do this. Let's get straight to it. Okay, intro. All right. So let's see what questions I was able to pull up this week. Let's get to it. Iason, I have no idea if that's how you say it, but you get it up on the screen. I had Pro Tools Perpetual until last year. After getting screwed several times by Avid, I decided to force myself to look for other options. The kind of dumb way I did it was by surrendering my Perpetual license. It was a risky move, but I decided to give myself a 2-year window to leave Avid for good. 1 year has gone by and I still don't see myself leaving Pro Tools for good, but I'm more and more inclined to make Studio One my main DAW. There are some features in workflow that I believe will never be as good as it is in Pro Tools, but I think it's just a matter of committing and not looking back like others have said. Listen, I'm not so sure if I got that right, but let's just flow with it. I don't think you're alone in this one. I think I think quite a few people have kind of found themselves into a subscription model with Avid that never really understood what they were getting into, or just made poor decisions. Certainly the last promo they gave out there, trying to entice people to get on subscription by offering a lower annual cost for the first year. That, in my opinion, now this is just my opinion, was a complete bait and switch. I think they tried to sucker a lot of people into that without them not fully understanding that they're going subscription versus getting their perpetual license that they own back on track. So, but I hear you about Studio One. It's hard to pull yourself away. I'd be the pot calling the kettle black if I said otherwise. I know you mentioned Studio One is the DAW you're mostly going to try to navigate to. I bought Studio One last week. I haven't had a chance to give it a full go yet, but I plan over the course of this next year, by this time next year, I hope I'm out of the Avid ecosystem completely. I'll end up probably selling my D Command back there and replacing that with something more modern, if at all. So, sorry that happened to you, brother, and good luck on your search to find what gives you the most satisfaction and reward and a good bang for the buck in your home studio, man. Derek Roosh writes, you forgot one, Barry. Logic Pro X $199 for the DAW and 80 gigs of free loops, samples, remix packs, etc. All updates are free. Free, baby. From my video, Converters in 2021, is there really a difference? The official JDS Bleedo writes, would you buy a different A to D for mastering, or do you think converters in the Motu 16A are just as good as Burl? Okay there, Mr. Official. I think that question deserves some different perspective. Let me say this. My recommendation is to never master your own stuff. If you're trying to do it seriously and you want to put it out there to the public, my recommendation is to always get someone else to do that if you can. Whether that's just finding another buddy who's going to come into it with better ears or a different set of ears than you, or send it off to a more professional mastering house. I'd always recommend doing that over doing it yourself. Now, that being said, if you are going to do it yourself, you mentioned, would it make sense to buy a Burl A to D for mastering? I think you probably meant D to A, digital to analog, in there ultimately if you're trying to master that. But I I don't know. I wouldn't do that. I think it depends on where you are at what stage you're at in your recording process. You know, if you've got a serious pro home studio and you're making money off the music you make or the music you make for other people, and you are trying to do in-house mastering on your own, it's probably worth it to spend that extra money and get a higher quality set of digital to analog converters. I think that's something you should look into. But if you're your average person out there, I just don't think you're going to get the benefit compared to the cost of it, simply because if you're not making money in it, it's hard to justify that. Now, if you just won the lottery, you got tons of money, knock yourself out. I hope that gives some perspective, because there's really no wrong or right answer to that question. Hope you understand that. Hi, the guy writes, hey, the video looks fantastic. What camera are you using? Well, Mr. The Guy, you know, I actually get that question quite a bit on my videos. You know, I got into this whole videography during the pandemic when I was trying to start another YouTube channel for a buddy of mine. You know, obviously I was doing it every single day while the whole thing was going on. And I got pretty good at videography, and I learned a lot of things along the way, and I made a ton of mistakes. So everybody always asks, what camera is it? Well, I hate to break it to you, but it's not the camera, it's the lens that makes the difference. So I'm shooting this on a Sony a7 III, and that's paired up with a Sigma 24-70 DGDN art lens. Most of the reviews, if you look at Gerald Undone or some of the others out there, have said that this particular lens is better, as good as, if not better than, the G Master lens. That's almost 3 times the cost. Now, this stuff to get into this is not cheap. That lens, I think, is $1,100, and I think an a7 III these days with body only is probably about $1,700 or $1,800. But they are coming out with a new with a new a7 IV pretty soon, and then of course you get the a7S III, which is killer for videography. But I'm also using a Sennheiser the shotgun microphone that's right up there. I also have a huge 36-inch softbox that's probably about 1.5 feet from me, and that's powered by an Aperture 120D Mark II. And then behind us over there, over the console, I've got a fairly large LED with a softbox pointing down towards that. And so that's pretty much the crux of what I use here in the studio. 1980s cover band writes, stop offering your recording services for free. You're helping bring the bar down so low to a point where we professional engineers can't make any money. No dinero, baby. All right there, Mr. 1980s cover band. I'm going to give you the answer that you're probably not going to be happy with. First of all, I think everybody out there should get as much experience as they can at recording. I've got a video out there, as far as I'm concerned, it's probably one of the most valuable videos that you can watch of anything I've done, and it's one of my least viewed, so I don't quite understand that. But I think we need to get as much experience as humanly possible. And if that means going out there and offering your services for free, then offer them for free. Get as much experience as you can. Because you talk about we professionals, of which I'm not one, but apparently you are, and I think that's great if you are. At the end of the day, if you're honestly having to compete with someone else that's doing it for free, and you've got artists out there that are feeling compelled to shortchange their music just to get a recording at the end of the day, I would argue you're probably dealing with the wrong type of talent, because your work that you do, your end result, your product should sell you, not providing the service. So if you're really good at this, you're going to get the work regardless if you're surrounded by people willing to do it for free. That being said, I'm going to keep offering it for free when I have time and I feel like I can help somebody out. If you don't like that, well, we're just going to have to agree to disagree. But regardless, enjoy your recording. Lastly, here's a response from the video over at Gearspace, which used to be known as Gear Sluts. Easy Rider says, hey, I'm a subscriber. I enjoy your videos. Give me a shout out the next time you do a video. By the way, I love the way you say DAW. Well, brother, shout out is now given. And yes, I don't call it a DAW. So keep on recording music and make a difference in this world, brother. All right, so thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you got something out of this today. If you like the content that we do on this channel, please hit that like button, that subscribe button, or that notification bell so you'll find out when we've got new videos out. Until then, I hope you all have a great day.